Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to give you guys some updates and I'm also going to do a Walmart grocery haul with y'all. So I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet as possible. I probably will not be as detailed as I like to be because it just is how I am. I hate it, but it's how I am. So this is my goal, is to try not to be so detailed for today's video anyways, because I'm trying to keep them under like 20 minutes, around 25 minutes. Okay, so first thing, I'm not buying a house right now because the market is crazy and every house that I've put an offer in on is like getting taken out from under me. So I'm putting that on the back burner. I'm going to focus on paying off more of my student loan debt. So, you know, not what I want, but I'm doing it. So I don't know if I have to wait a couple of months to buy a house or if I have to wait a couple of years, but it's on the back burner and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right. I will also be, or I should say I'm in the process of trying to find a psychiatrist because I found out earlier this year that I'm on the wrong kind of depression med. So the kind that I need to be on is one that does not make my anxiety go up. And Wellbutrin does do that. I had that confirmed. So just throwing that out there. I have to go see a psychiatrist to actually get the kind of medication that will work for me. Hopefully, we'll find out. And obviously I will walk you guys through that and document all of it. The third thing is that I am trying to get a dietitian so that I can, excuse my language, kick binge eating disorders ass, and so that I don't have to deal with it like ever again. Now, the problem with that is I know that for the rest of my life, excuse me, it's always going to have to be something that I'm going to have to work at, which is fine. I need some freaking help. And the last 2.5 years, like, I wasn't able to actually afford anything like this. And now that I can, I'm just like, let's go, bro. Like, let's be our best self. So it's kind of where I'm getting at. And the way that this came about was I always had it like in the back of my mind, but I was in the process of getting gastric bypass earlier this year and I didn't get it. And the reason why is because I called my brother, and I'm actually very close with him. He's 2.5 years older than me, and he's also a nurse. So of course I trust him like even more because of that. So I told him my situation, and he basically told me that I should exhaust every other option that I have available to me before I resort to something that drastic, because when you get gastric bypass, and I was thinking of getting the Roux-en-Y, which is the really invasive one, it's basically making it so that your body doesn't like process fats and sugars. When your body is incapable of processing those things, it comes out one way or it comes out the other, if you know what I'm saying. So to me, the thought of never being able to really have cake or candy or pizza ever again, I was just like, I was like, I've restricted myself enough over the years that I'm just like, I'm not doing that for life. So that was kind of how that came about. And yeah, I'm excited. Got to jump through one more hoop though, and have to be referred to a dietitian, because apparently even when you have an eating disorder, like, you can't just go see a dietitian because your insurance won't cover it. I hate the American healthcare system. Anybody else with me on that? Like, can't stand it at all, ever. So those are the big updates that I have for you guys. Aside from that, I've kind of been cheating on my planner with my wallet. If you watched my Holborn wallet setup, you probably can understand why. And I have to give you guys some updates on that as well, which I will in a different video. But anyways, there you go. Just under 5 minutes, and I've already told you guys everything. Also, I did cut my hair. I don't know if you can tell, but yes, your girl did cut her hair. It's about like 6 inches shorter. I did that on a whim, and I regret it, but I'm just going to grow it back out and then never cut it again. So yeah, that's how I'm working through that. But I hope you guys are doing okay. And hopefully your states are opening back up. Mine is moving at a snail's pace, but it's opening back up. Please, you know, protect yourself. Do not get the Rona. If you've made it this far without getting it, like, keep protecting yourself so that you can make it all the way through. And this is going to be one for the history books. I can honestly say that. But anyways, that's all I have for updates. And now let's get into the grocery haul. Okay, one thing that I wanted to mention before I actually go in is how I like to track what I'm spending. And I know some people are really, you know, into the whole wearing gloves thing, and they don't like want to touch their phone or anything. And I was like that in the beginning, but I figured I've made it this far without the Rona that I don't need to be wearing gloves. My mom got me some because she's a worrywart and she is my mother, but also I'm immunocompromised. So that's the thing. But I always wear the mask, you know, whatever. So what I do is I will make out my grocery list before I leave. And technically what I'm supposed to be doing is I'm supposed to be putting it into Google Sheets, which is like the Google version of Excel. And I love it because you can update it on your laptop, regular computer, whatever, and then you can see it real time on your phone. So that's why I like using it personally. It's honestly saved my booty a couple times. But what I do is I have a spreadsheet that is specifically for groceries. And, you know, one column I'll put like the item that I plan on buying. And then in the next column, I have like a spot for the price so that as I'm buying stuff, I can add in the price and, you know, the quantity or whatever. And then at the very bottom, I just have the total. It's just super simple, like Excel stuff. And that way I don't have to run around with a calculator. I know exactly how much everything costs because my memory is trash. So if you are really trying to track your spending, I highly recommend trying it that way versus just, you know, writing down the price of everything. Although I will say if there's stuff that you buy like every single week without fail, like for me, it's milk and eggs for the most part, then I would highly suggest writing down how much those things cost at the stores you go to most often, because then, you know, you can always kind of like see how much money you're going to have left after you purchase those. So that's just my recommendation. I'm obviously not the best when it comes to budgeting, because if I was, I would have more money saved. But as somebody who has had to learn all of this pretty much on their own, I don't think I'm doing too bad of a job. So without further ado, let's go inside and get some groceries. Okay, excuse the mess, but it is the weekend. Need I say more? Mama gotta clean. But I'm just gonna show you guys really quickly what I picked up. So I've been really on a smoothie kick. Like, I hate this glare. Is that better? I don't know if that's better, but I've been like on a super smoothie kick for like the last 2 weeks. It's just, oh, so good. So what I've been doing is adding spinach, and I got 2 of these. I also picked up some frozen kale. I had kale left over from this past week that I froze, but I've been taking one or both of those and mixing it with this. This is probably my favorite that they have. It's pineapples, strawberries, peaches, and mango. And it's just so, so good. And then I also like to mix it with a berry medley. And then I also put in some Greek yogurt or just milk if I don't have any yogurt. And it is the best thing ever. So that has been my breakfast more times than I can count, honestly, because it's just super easy. And you can also like make it ahead and just leave it in the fridge, grab it in the morning and run. But that's all the smoothie stuff that I got. I got this pack of little baby Hershey's cookies and cream bars, just like something a little sweet. And then picked up a little baby colander for berries. Berries are just like foods I'm gonna snack on, like cucumbers. And then one white onion. Let's see. I saw this and it looked pretty good. So birthday ice cream cake cups, whatever. Birthday ice cream, whatever, cups. And to me, that sounded good. My favorite, I should say one of my favorite ice creams is the Halo Top birthday cake. But I don't feel like paying like $4 or $5 for that. So I was like, this is perfect. And I could just have like one a day or whatever. And then one thing of unsalted butter. I like to keep at least one on hand at all times. Big old thing of strawberries. 2 things of grape tomatoes. I don't like regular tomatoes. I only like grape tomatoes. Isn't that weird? But then again, I have a reason for that. It's because I had way too much caprese salad the first time that I was in Italy. It's a weird, I know, weird reason. I also picked up this peaches and cream giant spool of cotton yarn. I wanted to make something that could go under like my coffee maker and my tea kettle because I don't want it to like ruin the top of the little cabinet that I have it on. So I'm gonna crochet something with that. Picked up 3 regular cucumbers, seeds and all. I don't really buy the English cucumbers because they're more expensive. It's like a whole $1 more. I'm like, nah, I'm good. And then this is probably my favorite bread. It's the Arnold Country White. This is like the best for sandwiches, unless you get like some good solid sourdough. But for one that you don't have to make, that stuff's good. I've got 2 things of Rotini. This is my favorite other than farfalle or penne. I'm not really a fan of angel hair. I'll rock fettuccine every once in a while, but. And then big old thing of oranges. I'm really feeling the fruit and the veggies this week. And big old thing of apples. All right, I got a little half gallon, that was weird, half gallon, sorry, of milk, 2%, because I'm gonna make yogurt with that. And then I got 1 whole gallon just for myself. And 1 thing of balsamic. Most of this is gonna go into pasta salad that I make every summer. And I'll probably give you guys the recipe for that. And then I also picked up this, just an 11-inch non-stick like griddle. So I figured this would be great for pancakes, chicken, whatever. I just wanted like one thing that's non-stick for, mainly for pancakes and eggs and things like that. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys really quickly before I start putting this stuff away, and some of it's ice cream might melt, but that's okay. So you guys know I have a love for reusable bags, and I don't think that'll ever die. But this is called a bag pod, and let me show you how this works. So there's a clip which you can clip onto a shopping cart. And then what you do when you get to the checkout is you just unzip this and you take out a bag and you use however many you need. And then when you're done, you zip this back up and you ball this up and you open this side with a drawstring and just put it back in there, and it's nice and compact. And you always have reusable bags. What I've also been doing is using my Roomy bag, and I've had these for years, but every time that I go home to Houston, I buy more because we have a container store there. Yay. Probably one of my favorite places on earth. But this is the brand. It's called Roomy. This thing is massive. And it holds about 50 pounds. So these are really good quality. I think they're like 15 bucks each. That's the only downside. But I mean, if you're a single person, you only buy a couple things a week, just buy one. But I am able to actually put this in here as well, so that if I do need a bigger bag, I can just, there we go. So this thing has been a lifesaver. Even the guy, like, because I did self-checkout, even the guy, like, watching over all that stuff, he was like, oh my God, that's so cool. I'm like, thanks. All right, the other thing that I do, because, you know, living in Houston, everything melts before you get home. I have one of these bags, which is insulated, and you want to make sure that you have at least 2 of those, I would say, because, you know, not every week is the same. Sometimes you buy more frozen stuff than you anticipate. I put milk, anything that needs to be refrigerated in there, as well as produce, because why not? But yeah, can't recommend doing that enough. So anyways, I wanted to talk about one more thing, and it's that I'm going to be focusing more on nutrition and nutrient-dense foods, but also balance. So what does that mean exactly? Because you guys saw that I bought some candy, I bought some ice cream, and things that people would be like, well, you shouldn't be eating that. I've spent so many years depriving myself that I'm like, you know what? Part of eating normally is allowing yourself to have things like white bread or, you know, ice cream every once in a while. Like, it's, who cares? So I figure for my 3 main meals of the day, as long as I have something balanced and I try to make sure that I have protein, fruits, and veggies and, you know, some kind of healthy carb, then with my snacks, you know, I have a little bit more wiggle room, but not much. So that's kind of the direction that I'm going in. I'm not trying to be perfect because I've spent the last 20 years trying to be perfect and it got me nowhere. Just ended up with 2 different eating disorders. So anyways, I know some of you guys are going to try to come for me because of what I bought today. And you're going to be like, well, you're not healthy. Like, guess what, bro? I know I'm not healthy. This is my journey to get healthy. And if you ask a dietitian, they'll tell you part of eating healthy and eating normally is allowing yourself to have a little bit of ice cream every once in a while. So you can try to come for me, but you're just going to be wasting your time. So just throwing that out there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, I meant to tell you how much I spent on all this. It was, holy dogs, $72.05, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you buy extras. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you on my next video. Bye, guys.